Basically what they did, they were former bank employees and they used their inside knowledge to create documents, use false customer details to apply for loans, which they never repaid. And as a result of that, the fraudulent documentation, the loans were approved and they actually withdrew on those funds.
So there were real customers, but the information that was provided about them was false, or the customers?
No, the customers legitimately existed. However, these loans were taken out that they had absolutely no knowledge of, and their details were used to obtain the fraudulent loans. As a result, we've recovered approximately $400,000. There were 10 loans in relation to the latest offences that we've been looking at.
You mentioned you've recovered $400,000, but how much money do you and your investigators believe was actually fraudulently obtained?
In regard to the current investigation we're doing, we believe that there were 10 fraudulent loans applied for with a figure of in excess of $550,000, and luckily we've been able to recover in excess of $400,000 of that money.
And one of the woman who's been arrested has previously been arrested. So is this a new investigation?
No, it's an ongoing investigation. We will be alleging that the woman worked for a financial institution previously. As a result, she used her inside knowledge. She was subsequently sacked, and as a result, she's used another co-worker. As a result of that information, she's then continued to reoffend.
So the customers who were involved here, and I suppose we should put them in inverted commas as customers, did they ever see any of this money that was borrowed?
No, a lot of them didn't even know that the loans had actually existed.
How were they chosen, for want of a better word, by the accused people behind it?
They were just randomly selected by the persons who work within the financial institutions, and loans were obtained under their names, and as a result a lot of these victims didn't know anything about it.
So the people who've had loans taken out in their name never saw a cent of the money, so are they victims of the fraud, or is the bank the victim of the fraud, or both?
They're both actually, because the victims, their credit rating would have been affected, and a lot of them wouldn't have known about the actual loans themselves, but also we'll be alleging the banks who are actually victims, because that's where the money was drawn from.
And how did it come to the attention of investigators? Was it simply because these loans weren't being repaid?
No, the loans weren't repaid, so we worked very closely with the financial institutions and we became aware through those means.
You made a number of arrests today. Are you able to sort of tell us the alleged roles that each of the 5 people played?
What we will be alleging is that they use their inside knowledge from previously worked for the banks to obviously apply for loans. We will allege some of the offenders were involved in making fraudulent documentation and applying for those loans.
What sorts of documents are you talking about? So this is obviously documents that you would need from a customer who would be applying for a loan.
The points of credit reference, the 100 points to open up bank accounts, to show working certificates, just basically that the customers actually existed. So their identity was actually overtaken and used to obtain these loans.
And have they been employees for some years?
They have been, yes.
Could you say for how long?
One was an employee for in excess of 5 years. The second employee that we are currently assisting us with our inquiries, we will be alleging they'd worked for the bank for in excess of 2 years.
When you work for one of these financial institutions, obviously there's an element of trust that is placed in you. Can you talk to the alleged dishonesty that you've witnessed from these accused?
It's a significant breach of trust in regard to their employment, but not only that, there's a lot of innocent victims out there that they don't know that their identity has been overtaken and that these loans have been obtained in their names, which in actual fact will have a significant impact upon people when they want to apply for credit in the future.
One of the people who's been arrested, I understand, runs a loan broking business, certainly appears to run a loan broking business. Was that business used to commit these offences, or is it a front, or is it a legitimate business there?
We will be alleging that it was a affront to obtain these fraudulent loans.
Do you know what they spent their money on, or alleged?
We will be alleging that they used some of the money that they obtained to purchase designer goods, and it was,
Like handbags, shoes?
pretty much everything, yes. Handbags, shoes, clothing, lifestyle, motor vehicles, So we're in the process of recovering assets where we can, but luckily, as I said, we've recovered in excess of $400,000 to date.
I think you said a total of 10 loans is what you've uncovered so far.
In regard to the current offences, yes.
The people whose names were attached to these loans, when police got in contact with them, were they fairly surprised?
A lot of people were shocked because, as I said, they provided their legitimate details to the bank in order to establish accounts, and so they were surprised that their details had been